Now, I want to say Super Chat is working. We're proud of everybody that's out there. But if the Super Chat is working, definitely take advantage of the Super Chat. It's completely working. Now, don't wait till you make a mistake to start fixing things. Translation. Sometimes people wait till things are bad before they start fixing things. By then, it's already too late. Do you know why halftime was created in ball games? Halftime was implemented for strategy, not rest. Halftime was for everybody to assess what's happening to them, take a break in the action so that they can come up with a strategy to come out and see what had happened to them and say, okay, this is what happened to us. This is what's happening to us. We have to strategize. That is the purpose of a halftime. That is a purpose of a timeout. That is the purpose of a break. So if you start making adjustments at halftime and you're waiting to halftime before you start making adjustments, it's already too late. So don't wait till you make a mistake to start fixing things. Because by the time you make the mistake, it's too late. You can't go back and undo it. But you know what you was doing was going to lead to the mistake. So it's always essential to do the wrong thing before you do the right thing. Now, I know because I've seen it plenty of times before. You got 13, 14 other guys that want to have the same dream as you. They want to be the guy. One person is envious of your success. You might have the hottest girl. You might have the hottest car. You might have the hottest clothes. You might got a chain. You might got a watch. You got a lifestyle that they crave for. But something about it, you, that they feel like, I gotta have that. Rather than going out and achieving this on their own, they become envious. So they pretend to be cool with you. But deep down, they really don't like you. They envy you. And because they envy you, all of these poor decisions are made. Now, other people might say, well, what poor decisions you talking about? What is you talking about? See, You can often tell when someone has greed and envy in their eyes, or they're not really on your side, even though they claim they are. But you just deal with them accordingly. You stay the hell away from them. Now, some people make mistakes and they don't even know it. And those people end up shut down, out the door, for reasons they don't even know. Prime example. We're in, what was it, Orlando? I think Orlando, Florida. We're on Church Street. And this is the day after nightclub hell. Everybody is messed up. We're walking down. We're like, I'm going back to the resort. I'm gonna go get some breakfast this morning. It's early in the morning. They finna have breakfast. Let's go, right? And the dude that's coming with us is like, yo, man, I want some breakfast too, man. Cool. It's like, all right, the breakfast is free. So they come over there, they eat the free breakfast. They take a plate, right? Load up the plates. And the breakfast is for everybody. You know, you just get you a plate, you eat, you good. They want to load up 2-3 plates and take them up to the room. My room. So this makes me look bad. And I'm like, whoa. Hey, what you doing? Oh, man, shoot, they had so much food down there, man. I made 2-3 plates. I'm like, dude, we ain't bringing that up here. We had breakfast downstairs. That's where we leave the plates, downstairs. I have a kitchen in here. I have everything in here. I don't need the plates from downstairs up here like I'm starving. It's like, we don't do that. And then I turned to my boy who brought these people with him. He knows this is not how we do things. And I'm like, what the hell? What's this? He was, oh, man, my bad. He's like, I'm going to go down there with them, man. I'm going to tell them they got to take the plate, all that down. Like, dog, we don't do that here. That's a bad look on us. Because, see, we're here for business. And if we're staying at the resort and we're here on business, I'm the boss. You just made me look bad in front of my company, and you just made a big mistake that could cost me money, let alone having y'all work for us. Now, I paid for my flight to come there, even though the flight I got was a free flight on standby. Wasn't complaining, but the person wanted to charge me for the flight. And I'm like, okay, it's not a problem. I'll pay for it. But you making me pay for a free flight that's a standby. And you want me to basically pay you first class trip money for a standby. So I told him, all right, I got you. I won't pay you that much, but I'll pay you this. And then I got the ticket and I left. So we good, right? So that person flies all the way down on the airplane, pulls up, gets out off the plane, brings more people with him from the company and said, we here to help and we gonna work. They were there to party while I was there to work. So I'm the boss. And because they know me, they think, hey, I don't have to do what I'm supposed to do. I don't have to put the work in. I don't have to do anything because I know him. That's my boy. That's not my boss. They don't care about costing me money. They here for the free ride. Of course, they're in my rental car that I rented. They didn't put any money on the rental car. I did all that. So they didn't even offer to put gas in the rental car. So when I came back and I fired them, they were shocked. When we came back home, they were fired 2 days later. All of them. Including my main boy. My boy had to let him go. That was many years ago. He just now talking about, yeah, I remember that. That was bogus how you fired me. Like, I don't fire people, dog. You fired yourself. See, don't wait till you make the mistake. You knew what you was doing was wrong from the jump. You let it get to the point where it got to a mistake. And you made me and my business look bad. Taking a chance on you and giving your brother an opportunity. So don't wait till you make a mistake, because by then it'll be too late and you don't even know it. Prime example. Yeah, if you was on my Patreon, my Carcino for Life Patreon, you already heard the business call we did. That business call that you heard was with my client and my business partner as we're both talking. And when he talks to her, the conversation is different than when he talks to me. And that's how I know when people are lying and full of it. Because when the information comes back different, we should be having the same conversation and the same information. But we have two different tones. I'm no nonsense. She's the one that entertains. She's very informative, very dignified. Me, I get the pain out of them. I get all the stuff that they don't want to talk about. I'm the brutal, get to the point guy. I don't care about what your little kid did in Little League. I don't care that your wife was running late for work. She had malaria. Do you have the paperwork? Do you have the numbers? What day will you have said paperwork? That's what I need. My job is to get to the point. And that's why our teamwork worked to perfection. It was the yin and yang. She gave them the soft, warm ear to listen to. And she has all that time to waste. I didn't. I wanted to get right to the point, right to the money. Get to the business. Well, that happens sometimes, Kev. Unfortunately, we always got to grit something out. Now, I remember the year was 97? and everybody had the Mark 8. You know that car, the Mark 8? Mark 8 was crazy. Crazy popular car back then. If not, you could look it up. So the Mark 8 is everywhere. And this girl named Flo. So Flo was in there, and Flo had the what we call butters. It's called finger waves. She used to have the finger waves on there. She used to have the white dress with the gold buttons. She was nice. She was dressed to kill. Gold bamboo earrings, big gold bracelets on that thing. She used to handle her business. Now, her thing is, she would always go in and talk shop, running her mouth about every single thing. And she reminded me of my business partner who does the same thing. This is where I learned it from. I learned what Flo did and how effective she did because she was in sales. She used to sell Avon. In case you guys don't know what that is, Avon is a makeup company, and they used to go door to door selling products. So she used to sell Avon. Then, next thing you know, we saw her again. She wasn't selling Avon. She was selling some doggone skincare product that wasn't Avion. She had quit Avion and would start working for another company. So she came back, started doing the sales again. And I started watching what Flo was doing and how she was relative to everyone. And I said, that's interesting. I was like, the Jehovah Witness person comes by and everybody run in their house and barricade the door. I'm like, can you imagine that? I was like, look at this, grown people diving for cover in their own house just because they don't want to tell somebody no or even face them. I'm like, it's your house. What the heck are you running from? Shh, it's the Jehovah Witness. I'm like, you think they don't know you're here? You were just outside watering the grass. You looked down the street and saw them walking and came running in the house. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. 3 people in suits got people running in the house. This is crazy. So after all of this fast forwards to now. My business partner was similar to me. And I said, this is exactly what I need. It's how I needed it. It was the way it needed to be. I said, this is it. My business partner gets it. She reminds me of Flo. So I know how to match Flo's energy. Flo needs someone to be good cop, bad cop. I'm bad cop. I love being bad cop because my conversations are less and it gets right to the point, even to the emails. While she'll know what recital the daughter had, what game, how many kids they got, where the wife worked. I don't care about any of that. No, they try to use that to, normally in business, when they start rambling about kids and all that, and my son just hit his first home run, they're normally doing that because they BSing. In business, they're trying to throw you off of what y'all are talking about and delay it as much as possible because they don't have the paperwork or the necessary documents that's needed for the conversation. Now, here's where the problem comes into play. When good cop, bad cop forget that they are good cop, bad cop, and someone starts making mistakes, and don't realize that it's a business. They think they have a friend. And all of a sudden, instead of us doing good cop, bad cop, my business partner decided it would be in her best interest to be friends with these people. She wants to befriend all of them. She thinks like they're her friends. She's calling them back and forth. They're talking, and they're stringing her along. Meanwhile, peeling her for information she shouldn't have divulged. She's giving up information that they shouldn't even have. And I'm like, why do they have that information? That's not even for them. I'm like, you've already put us in a bad predicament now. We could, if the other client found out, we could get sued. You just provided very confidential information to the whole world. Now, hey, what's up, Joe? So, not only did my business partner do that, my business partner thought it would be best if she was to not tell me about our business and try to go off and do her own business on the side with the people that I'm bringing into the table. And I'm like, whoa. I can see if you brought this person into a deal and you want to branch off and do your own thing, that's cool. But if you think you finna come in here and leech off me, take the people I'm working with, you done lost your rabbit ass mind. So I always watched her and had her on a leash. You ever see Blade 2? Remember when Blade assisted and he was like, yeah, I was working with them the whole time. Yeah, what Blade say? I've been on that. I've been tracking your ass since they turned you. And oh yeah, it ain't a dud. Boom. Yeah. I'm Blade in this story. I've been new to watch her because how I got introduced to her, my business partner. The reason I was leery of her because of the way I was introduced. And when we started working together, this other person put us together. And he was going to work with us and say, hey, I'll work with you, but I got this other female person that I work with. I want to bring you guys together. So we was like, okay. When we got together, we started working. Now, she went behind his back. And she was like working with me so much, she was going to cut him out of everything. And she was like, well, I don't think he should get a piece of what we do because he has nothing to do with these projects. And I was like, well, he didn't say that every bit of business we do pertains to him. That's not. I was like, he's only getting paid off of what he brings to the table that we converge into finance, into money. Other than that, he doesn't get paid. So it's not like he's a partner into a company. I'm like, we can start the company and go from there. But I didn't want to be on the books. I didn't want my name nowhere on the books. So we named the company. We came up with an LLC, but I've always was leery of her because she tried to cut him out. And I'm like, you tried to cut out the man that put us together to make this business and this money. And now when the money's coming, you want to cut him out when he's supposed to get paid what he's supposed to get paid. So I made sure he was paid everything he was supposed to get out of all the stuff he brought to the table. And he was expecting to get screwed over because he said, well, Hey, if I only get this much, hey, at least I got something out of it. I didn't get screwed over. He was expecting to get screwed over. And he was telling me, he said, man, you went and made sure I got paid. People don't do that. I was like, dude, it's only right. We would not be eating right now if you didn't bring this to the table. It was up for us to close it, but you brought it to the table. Like, why is everybody acting like this is the last meal? If people were bringing stuff to the table, we could all eat. But it told me her capabilities. So I said, okay. Always had her on a leash. So she would be liable for everything in the company, not me. If something goes wrong, she was all liable. When we did our contracts, my name was separate. So I was paid twice. I got a percentage in the company and I got paid as an independent contractor. That's the way it was gonna have to work. See, deals are different. And once you learn like how they're constructed, then you'll understand that there's levels, different levels, that other people just haven't gotten to yet. And you learn how people get paid and you go, damn, okay. When people make a movie, sometimes people get like 4 or 5 checks from one movie. You get a producer's credit, you get a point for being an actor, you get another point for executive producer, directing credit. You can have 4 or 5 different checks coming in. Back end percentage deal. But when she made that mistake, she didn't realize it. She didn't realize it until it was a mistake. And that she was trying to do all this business on the side, cut me out with our clients, mainly the ones I brought to the table. They didn't feel comfortable with that, so they let me know because they thought I was in on it. So they let me know by accident. And once I found out, she was, but since that wasn't like a part of the company, that was just this other thing he brought up, but it wasn't the stuff we talked about. I was like, but I brought him to the table. So you're gonna cut me out like you did the other guy. So you thought you could do that to me and I wouldn't find out about it? I mean, no, I mean, you can definitely you can be involved. I just thought like, cause he brought it in, this was his thing. And no, that's part of the company. Anything he brings in, I brought him to the table. So that's like me going to the guy you brought to the table and me cutting a whole deal with him and cutting you out. Would you think that was right? She was like, I see your point. I'm sorry. Yeah, she was sorry because it ended up ruining her. So shortly after, all business was severed. I said, yep, that's it. You're going to have to buy me out my position in the company. I want my percentage. And now you're free to do the job yourself. So I left them to it. And before she made the mistake of ruining everything she's built. The company ended up folding. She ended up trying to take in another partner to help her. And she had to move in with her daughter and her granddaughter as they tried to navigate the business world. Her, she got caught in a scam. I don't know how she got out of it, but ain't got nothing to do with me. I got bought out. Said, buy me out my position. And plus, I was an independent contractor, so I was free to work with anybody on my own. We had multiple. What we did at that time, we were pretty much a brokerage. We were brokers, which means whether it was commercial real estate, whether it was equities, whether it was whatever it was, if it was money, we could broker the deal. Film projects, you wanted to try to get money for a movie, we knew how to find the money. Like how people say, you don't know anybody. But yet, I am tied in with a lot of people who has a lot of money. You know why they love me? A lot of them like me because I never ask them for any of it. No matter how much they have, my problems are my problems. Well, one day people will realize, life is tricky. It's got a lot of ups and downs. But at the end of the day, it's what you believe in. That's what's going to matter in the end of the day. It's what you believe in. If I ignore code and principle, if I ignore the signs and I'm not reading them, I came from streets of the city. And if I can't read those signs, I can't recognize what's happening, I deserve all of the bad that comes my way. Well, it's a lot of problems in the world. A lot of people have positions that are not considered to be normal, or or youthful at this time. You look now, the older generation is still leading. Look at hip hop right now. What was moving the charts? None of the YN music. It was all LL Cool J. Eminem came out with an album. Mobb Deep, EPMD, Ghostface. It was the return of the 50-year-old rappers. Slick Rick put out an album. No, recognize when something's going wrong before it becomes a mistake. See, that's what some people don't realize. One thing I learned in the YouTube world is that everybody comes from different parts of the world and they all want to make it. They all want to have a successful channel and be successful and all these things. And they want to grow. They want to have the right thumbnail, the right music. They'll have 25, 27 different channels. They got one for music. They got one for typing. They got one for how to get popular by putting shorts, and they would do anything because they want to be famous. They want people to know them. They want people to say, hey, I know you, and stand out. They want that fame so much. They forget one key ingredient. It's like Weird Science when they made the girl with the doll and they went to go do it again and they forgot one thing. They forgot the doll. What these people do is they forget the key ingredient. You need to have a unique experience. What is it that you do that you stand out, that you're one of the best in the world at? That you stand apart from everybody else. And when they see your name, when they see you, they know you're different. What is it that you bring to that table? Anybody could read somebody else's writing. Anybody could read something off TMZ that somebody in the office typed up and put up on the TMZ page. Anybody can clickbait. What user experience do you bring to the table? What is it about you? That's the part they all miss. They worried about numbers. They worried about, oh, I gotta get here. I'm worried about getting there. They're not worried about the actual video. They're not worried about, is it entertaining to the people? They're not worried about the actual work itself. It's let's do anything cookie cutter that can get out there and get seen and get a lot of clicks. And that's why a lot of their materials, it's not a lot of replay value. It's not a lot of people going back to watch it because it's bland. And people get mad and blame you because they're so short-sighted. They said, how you gonna get mad at me because I'm not doing what you want me to do? I'm like, not telling you what to do. What I did was give you something that you should already be thinking about. Because if you have no integrity in your work, if you don't take pride in what you do, if you can't identify without just putting your name on something, if you can't identify, you don't have an identity, then who are you? Who are you? There's no identity. There's nothing. So in other words, you just a needle in a haystack where there's 7 million people doing what you do. There's nothing unique about you. I don't have to explain why I'm unique. People already know. There isn't another me. When they see me, you know what you're getting. Been doing it for years, buddy. Never changed. Never flipped up. Never changed the script. Mm-mm. Been true to it since I came through it. There have been plenty of them come and go. They flame out. They let the numbers juice them up, and they feel they bigger than you because they start getting numbers, and they go, "Yeah, you're jealous because look at my numbers." And something happens, and then the numbers are gone, and then it's like, okay, now what do you stand on? Oh, is it just numbers? That's what's gonna validate you? Okay. You have to learn in this game the hard way sometimes. Some people do. That success is pretty much given at this point. Everybody's doing the same thing, but they have their own identity in doing it, and delivery in doing it. So, okay, what is going to be the unique user experience if they listen to you? That's what you need to identify, rather than identify cameras, space, a studio. You got all the pretty stuff, the neon lights, the thumbnails, and everything else, but what are they watching? What information that you can give that help people? You can watch this whole video back 40 minutes, and there's a lot of information on this one video right here than about 100 people's videos that then came out. And I don't even have to do this video. Like, I don't even have to make videos on this channel at all. I choose to have a channel that give people something informative. That's what One Crack News was for. To inform the people, give them things that they need, or words of wisdom that can inspire somebody. You never know who's listening and what they could take from it and move forward. Not everybody is stupid. There's still some people who are learners and thinkers in the world and not followers. Yes. When when most people become when most people become uniquely connected to something, they find a reason to sabotage it or blow it up because they're not used to it. You ever see somebody that everything started going good for them and they can't take it? because they're not used to things going good for them. They're not used to people being nice to them, and they don't know how to, embrace it. So they become very indignant, and or they just get angry and try to destroy that because they want to go back to the comfort of having people not liking them, and they're not, they're not okay with admiration and appreciation. Some of those people don't like it. They like being the underdog. It's like somebody's like, I like not being liked and no one expects nothing of me. And then I end up doing something. They work better that way. It's just some people's cycle and how they work. Everyone's different. But integrity is integrity. That's why the people around me have integrity, or I wouldn't even be around them. See, like they say, look at your closest friends, your closest 5, 6 friends, whatever. That's who you are. So my friends that's around me, they got integrity. There's things that they won't do. They won't be compromised by money. Money don't mean nothing to them. You have a lot of money, they don't bother them. It don't matter to them. My closest friends, they don't care about that. You keep waving the money around, and they might knock you out and take it, just because you waving it around. But they don't think like that. We all care about our own money. That's it. That's the only money we worried about, our own. We're not worried about what somebody else got. It's just a way of integrity of man. You get your own on your own, or we get it together, but we worry about what we have for our own families and everything else, and take care. We're not envious of what everybody else got. It's just like that. It's like, you ever have people that didn't like you? You see how they do? They team up to go against you. They all seem to get together. You saw it with Kwame Brown when people didn't like Kwame, right? They started not liking Kwame. Anybody that didn't like Kwame, they start linking up with other people that didn't like Kwame, even though didn't like each other. And they were like, "Oh, we don't like Kwame. Let's link up." So the energy, they gonna link themselves all together and merge into one big negative ball that's just sitting there. No. You have to understand, man, these people don't get it. They always gonna be they're always gonna be behind because they don't wanna strive. Some people just don't wanna work anymore. Like I just was talking about, all the all the people that was there who was sitting there not moving the needle forward, it's all the older people. You just saw Master P and Cash Money Records and Baby them, they about 60 years old. LL about 60. You know, these guys are in their 50s and rapping. Slick Rick about 60. It is what it is, man. So keep moving the needle forward, and I'll talk to y'all later.